Welcome, everybody. Episode 3, Reeves.
This is Roach.
We got a special guest.
We live. Larry Norton, how y'all doing today?
What's going on?
Man, what's up, man?
Not much, man.
It's been a minute. I've seen both of you guys. It's been some years.
Good to have you in.
I'm excited to be here. You know, and you guys been having this vision for some years now, man, and it's finally coming to light, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Coming to fruition. Yeah, it's exciting to be here. We want to give a shout out to the garage in Burnsville. That's where we're recording. Also, Rob, who takes care of us. He's the studio manager here, so a big shout out to them. Good to have you here, Larry.
Yeah, man.
So what's new? What's going down?
A lot, man. You know, teaching at school, Aflo's Leadership Academy in Brooklyn Park.
Nice.
Special education, and also coach at Bloomington Jefferson.
What do you coach? Girls soccer?
Yeah, soccer, man.
You look like a soccer player.
Yeah,
so.
for sure. You know, I've been coaching there for the last 7 years, and
7 years.
Yeah.
God damn.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
Well, here's the story. I went to alma mater Burnsville, and I was trying to coach there, and they just wanted me to be a volunteer. And I was like, I felt hurt by that, man.
Yeah.
So
Who was the coach then?
Krebs was the coach.
Man, Krebs, he offered me a position last year because of my background. Couldn't get it. But they were going to have the boosters pay for it. So
Oh, see, that's disrespectful.
and he was going to do that for me.
That's ridiculous.
That's disrespectful.
Not Big Al, but for Mike Reeves.
That's terrible.
I actually reached out to him again for Lakeville because he switched over to Lakeville now. And went through the same process and denied. So
I thought you said you were going to do it.
I did. I tried.
Oh.
I failed the background check.
Yeah, what do you do?
What do you do?
What do you do?
You know,
man?
mistakes happen and whatever. But after Burnsville, then what'd you do? Talk about your little football career.
Yeah, man. After Burnsville, it was a long journey. I went to California, came back to. Then I went to Rochester
With Kenneth, right?
Not right away.
Kenneth,
a.k.a. Dak Harris. Now known as Kenneth Harris.
Kenneth Harris.
I went down to Rochester for a year, and you know the coaches when I was on California, they called me back. The reason why I came back was I couldn't find a place to stay. It was just a bad situation. Me and my dad and actually Floyd went out there, and came back here to Rochester, and coaches called me back like, we need you back, we want you back, this and that. Because originally in high school, take it back another step, I had a scholarship to New Mexico State and Mississippi State. So they both was like, well, you ain't got the grades.
You ain't got the grades. I remember the story, homie. So it was Mississippi State too?
Yeah, both of those, you know.
Nice.
Shout out to Dak Prescott. You know, so, and then, you know, it wasn't where I wanted to be in Rochester. The competition wasn't there. Went to Bakersfield, did my thing. Greg Robinson was a Bakersfield alum, which is a Syracuse coach. Came out and recruited me, and two of my teammates was top recruits in the state of California at the time. So went out there to Syracuse, and it was history after that, man.
Hell yeah. I remember when I moved back from Vegas, me and JB and Steen took a road trip out to Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
50-yard line, 2 rows up, player seats. Got to watch your ass not even score a touchdown. I think you guys got blown out 37-0.
Yeah. But there was an excitement behind the game. Because
it was exciting to see one of my best friends in Iowa Stadium playing for a D1.
Yeah.
But you guys got blown the
excitement behind the
fuck
game was because
out.
the year before that, in 06, we had the 6 overtime game with Iowa, and we couldn't punch it in at the end. All we had to do was punch it in, we would have won.
6
we had four downs.
I don't remember that.
No, either
4 downs in Iowa, and then
Nobody's what?
you know, nobody's watching Syracuse
Nobody's
football
watching
in the
that.
Carrier Dome. You know, we was a 1-10 team the year before, man.
Yeah.
It was a televised game, but you know, it was just the Iowa game was amazing. I had the most people there ever. Like it was 20 people, my friends and family there.
Yeah, we stayed in a nice hotel. Yeah, that was dope.
Like all my teammates are from the East Coast, so I had all my Midwestern friends and family, and had some family got kicked out the game. It was crazy. I actually got in trouble after that game because
You remember when I got kicked out of your BAC basketball game? Me and Drew were talking about that recently too.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Playoff game. Your dad was the coach.
Yep.
Just threw a fit. Eagle Ridge, get the hell out of here.
I want to talk about that because that year, me and Drew we had a team that year. It was our junior year.
Yeah.
And we lost to like the senior. It was like a senior team, all senior team. They blew us out.
Yeah.
It was a playoff game, and we came back on that team.
Yep.
And I was throwing the ball. I was throwing the ball out. Drew was like, "Time out, time out." we had no more timeouts.
Chris
I
Webber.
don't remember that.
Chris Webber, man.
Me?
You Chris Webber.
I don't recall that.
All I had to do was just throw you the bomb, and
I
you know
remember
you had
I
the
remember the
shot.
year we won the championship.
Getting
I remember the year we
blasted.
won the championship.
You won the championship?
Yeah, we won the championship.
Damn, Larry, you got CTE?
Hey, serious, man. No, but yeah, it was good.
was
O'Day
the
called
year-
me the next day. Was like, hey, man, yeah, somebody did the same thing you did. They called a timeout when they have a timeout left. Like, for real? I ain't feel this bad. Like, no, I'm lying. Your dumb ass only one that did that shit. I'm like, damn, okay.
Maybe I think it was the next year that we won
Yeah, it
the
was the next year,
championship
senior year,
because then
yeah.
we play with the younger kids.
Yep.
'Cause
We
you
beat
guys
the
were a
younger
few
kids.
years-
And that year I passed you the ball. We won the championship. You were deep in the post. You
Yeah,
were down by
I remember
like
that.
a point.
Yeah.
And I passed
Big Larry
you.
had a nice little fadeaway.
Who's gonna stop Larry? Nobody.
Baby shot.
Nobody
Baby
was
shot.
stopping you. You should have dominated, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, he did dominate. Just he wasn't like the
You're-
prime focus. We got Daly taking 40 40-foot jumpers.
Oh,
I got
forgot.
a sport court.
Was
I know
Dak-
how to
was Dak
stroke.
on that team?
I think Dak
No,
was.
Dak-
I think he
I
was.
think he showed up half the time. Yeah.
Yeah, never showed up for
Maybe he
practice.
wasn't that team. But that was fun. That was a good time.
And then Drew's brother, before that, we played together. We used to have to come out
We were doing the intimidation, trying to get in their
Oh,
heads.
yeah.
trying to get in your heads. We'd walk around the whole court clapping, looking at you, and yeah, we ended up. Our whole team got thrown out of a game, kicking chairs, and
Yeah,
it
we
was
got
just
ejected. Our team got ejected. The state police showed up.
The
state police showed up.
first time
Yeah.
Drew ever got on probation.
Yeah, right. I was actually calling that game. I was
Biting
the one trying to
his
get
finger.
One of the kids kicked the.
I was the
kicked
first.
chair.
I got kicked
You
out in the first quarter. I
Yeah,
think.
you were ejected right
before
away.
the team was even done.
Yeah, you were ejected right away.
was the
Mike
first-
Stone got ejected. Yeah, I think he got ejected. He kicked the chair to win,
He kicked-
sky
it almost
high.
touched the
Your dad
ceiling.
was keeping score. He walked off.
Yeah, he's flipping the numbers like.
It's just this is ridiculous. I mean, remember we had to use like the BAC ball, like
Yep.
the rubber ball that bounces, over my head every single time. It's way overinflated, bounces.
That's
off.
where it all started.
Yeah, it was just because why couldn't we use a leather
The other
ball?
coach,
like
he
the
came
ball
out.
we're
He came
supposed
out
to?
and was
No,
like
we're gonna-
feeling it too. Like
Yeah,
you
it was
can't.
fucking, what's this?
It's like we're not
Is
using
this,
it.
is this regulation size or what? This is
Yeah, it was
horrible.
ridiculous.
So we were in Mankato recently.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What'd you take from it?
Well, I mean, you really can't take much from it. I mean, it's just
Well, you
practice.
ca- you can
I mean,
take
it's just practice.
Defense
I'll tell you
one.
what.
Just
I'll tell you what I take from it. You can't make the club in the tub, and that's for Laquan Treadwell because he's not playing. Haven't
He's
seen him.
just.
What's going on with him?
So that's the only thing that's
He
for me.
hurt
That's
his
the
leg.
biggest disappointment. Is because I just want to see him. I want him to be I want him to be good. I want him to play, but he's not. He's just not even playing.
One reception for what, 16 yards?
But he came out. I guess there was a
All
quote
year.
of him. He came
First
out.
round pick.
He came out saying there was quotes of him saying like, pretty much. Well, no, I mean he was being honest about it. It was like for the most of my career, college and high school, I relied on just pure talent by getting by. For once I've actually had to work. And so he was speaking of Adam
He's not
Thielen.
working very hard.
We were speaking of Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs and how they can,
Well, Adam
how they know
Thielen
how to
is a
really
little
run
white.
their routes and really set up routes and stuff like that. And it's something that he didn't really put the time into. So
A white athlete in the NFL has to work very hard because they're just not blessed with the God-given skills
I
as a
wouldn't even
black
say
man.
it's that, but it's just more.
I don't think that's true.
I wouldn't even say necessarily that, but Adam Thielen comes
They
from
can
a
run
small
faster
school.
and jump higher.
It's more so that he just comes from a small school.
I can run faster than Larry.
He wasn't drafted,
Not
so those
fast.
guys are
I don't know
always
about
the
that.
underdog.
We're going to cut the race after this. We'll see. Just because I gained a little weight don't mean nothing, though.
It's raining outside. I want you to slip and hurt your ankle again.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad.
That was bad.
Not a very fun night.
Yeah.
So how about your Cowboys?
Hey, we're still on track of what we need to do for the season, man.
Oh, you're on track?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Seems like you're a little derailed.
No, we're still on track.
6-game suspension of a 1,600-yard
Listen.
rusher
always
isn't a
something with
derailment?
Listen, August
Always
29th
something.
is going to be reversed.
Oh,
Ezekiel, she's lying. You know she's lying.
didn't you see the pictures?
You know what? Here's what I'll
Pictures.
say.
Did you see the pictures? That could be makeup. That's makeup right there. She did some makeup job, and you can do that. You know makeup can do that, man.
And here's what I'll say. And
The glove didn't
and
fit. You talking about Ezekiel?
The glove didn't fit, so now you're saying OJ wasn't guilty.
Hey, hold on. I'm just saying we talking about Ezekiel.
and here's the thing. What I'll say about it too is what I've learned the last few years is typically what's happening lately is the prosecution or whatever type of case it is, they come out and they make that person look extremely bad, the defendant, right away.
Yeah, right away.
And they get the court of public opinion
persecuted
on
before
they
prosecuted.
They get on the court of public, whatever, right away. And so what we think is the truth right away, what we hear is the truth, And look at like the Duke Lacrosse and in other cases where
not guilty.
It ends up not being true. So let's see what happens. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but
I just think that 6, regardless of if he did it or not, it wasn't enough evidence for it to be 6 games. You got Ben Roethlisberger that physically saw the girl in the bathroom that had evidence behind.
Josh Brown, the kicker.
His wife was what? He had 20 multiple whatever talking about he got one game.
And you know what? During the
game.
Pro Bowl, the NFL, if I'm not mistaken, had to move. They had to take his wife and his children and put her in another hotel.
They did do that. They removed him. And the thing is a kicker, you're not going to make an example with the kicker. You're going to make an example with Ezekiel Elliott.
We're going to make it exactly with Ezekiel because he's what, 22 years old.
Well, he also had
the best rusher in the league.
But he also had the whole titty thing. That didn't help him.
But it didn't. But that's not part of this.
No, I know. But
it's all a part of it.
It's about the spotlight. Josh Brown isn't getting the spotlight. But what's frustrating is it always gets flipped down race, and it had nothing to do with it. I don't think. It has everything to do with the spotlight. If that would have happened to a court,
Tom Brady had Deflategate. He got 4 games.
Okay, but that was nothing. Come on, that was nothing.
Oh, so now you want to compare to the suspension? So he's
still
white,
think
so he got
deflating
two.
the football
I'm not
thing
going there.
is-
I'm not going to go there.
That's not cheating. It's football. Everyone's trying to do something to get the advantage. It's not cheating.
Hey, you ain't cheating. You ain't
Every-
cheating.
Deflating a ball and beating a woman are two different things.
Two totally different.
But don't get me wrong. I don't condone the
Unless you
woman at all,
deflated
but
it to beat her with
there's
it,
not
'cause
enough
then
for me as a person. Say I'm not a Cowboy fan. It's not enough proof for it yet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, 160 page, whatever. We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what she's saying is, you're a black athlete and I'm a white girl. You'll never get away with this. I'm going to ruin your career. Those things right there is telling me that there's something that's fishy in this whole situation.
Well, and that's the thing.
There's underlining,
like I said, the public court opinion right away wants to jump on everybody,
Right.
based on the information right away instead of just taking time and having.
Well, the NFL hates Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, so they say, hey, we're going to set an example.
Goodell needs Jerry Jones if he wants a job. If he's going to keep crossing them, Jerry's got the highest power of any owner out there besides Robert Kraft.
Goodell was like, I had nothing to do with this. I was sitting back. I didn't have nothing to do with the votes or anything. He said he had nothing to do with it.
What pisses me off is if the police look into it,
exactly,
and you're not guilty,
exactly,
who the fuck are you, NFL, to say, I'm going to run my own investigation and I'm going to persecute you?
You're going to set your own...
Well,
they're trying to be their own government.
But the whole reason why they're doing it is because of the whole Ray Rice situation that blew up in their face.
It did blow up in their face.
Every cause has a reaction. This is a reaction to that. So you can thank Ray Rice. You can thank just society in general where there's cameras everywhere. You slip up. Now at times... you're going to get caught.
It's a different age when Michael Irvin was throwing house parties doing cocaine. And
Jerry Jones was there, too.
Made the news, and it went away because nobody was posting anything about it.
Yeah, there was no social media.
There was no proof.
Yeah.
Well, everybody wants to be in everybody's business.
The Cowboys back in the day.
Yeah.
What you do at your time.
That was like the Hurricanes back in the day.
Nobody wants to make that the Cowboys don't make that excuse or mistake again, but they did with Randy Moss.
Right.
And that was, they passed on him. And Randy Moss is the greatest.
Of all time. Speaking of all time, let's talk NBA.
Let's do it.
What are your 5 all-time NBA guys?
Kobe Bryant. JB,
Dick Sucker.
Let's see.
JB used to have a Kobe Bryant poster in his room. I remember that.
Let's go. I'm going to go Kareem. I'm going to go Magic. Bird, LeBron, Kobe.
Kareem, Magic, Bird, LeBron, Kobe.
Yeah. Jordan's not on
Jordan's not even on your top 5.
Sorry, let me take that back.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to take out LeBron and put it in. Let me start over.
Yeah, let him start over,
Kareem,
folks.
Jordan.
Kareem, Jordan. So you got 5 Kareem.
What?
Is you saying
Kareem's
the best? So you starting at 5 or you starting at 1?
It's not in the. It's not
No,
in the
put it in order.
In order? Okay.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Are you at? So Jordan's
Notice
5.
I'm 1.
Go 5-1.
5-1.
Who cares what order it goes?
That's how everybody does it. It's a countdown.
It can be whatever way you want to
There's
count.
no
Top
such thing as a
5.
count up.
Continue, Larry.
Top 5.
Okay, so Jordan 1.
Yes.
Okay,
Kareem.
Kareem 2.
Magic.
Magic 3.
I'll go LeBron. Kobe.
So you just kicked Bird out.
I took Bird out.
That's fine. I think that's
Take the white boy out.
Kick the white boy out. I would too. He's great, but kick him out.
He can shoot, but
So LeBron 1. Jordan 2. Kobe 3. Wilt 4. Kareem 5.
Wilt?
Magic. Wilt scored 100 points in a game.
Kobe scored 81.
He averaged 50-50 in one.
He scored like, what did he score his last game? Didn't he score like 60 his last game?
Kobe scored 60 his last game.
Yeah. And Magic, I wanted to put him in there too, but Wilt
Granted,
and Kareem,
everyone kept giving him the ball. Like, come on, keep going.
Yeah, pass it
Yeah,
to me, give it to me. It wasn't a real game.
It wasn't a
It
team.
was the
game.
Harlem Laker
Let's
Trotters.
see, let's see how much we can get.
He put up 87 ones too, didn't he?
81.
81. Drew?
What you got, Drew?
I don't know. I think you got to go Jordan. I'd say you go Jordan 1, Kobe 2, LeBron 3, Magic, and then probably Kareem.
I like that.
That's what
I see. Magic for me is 6. I mean, he was a 6'8" point guard. I mean, that's like LeBron playing point. I mean, it was a different time. It's not. I mean, and he can take up the ball and handle it. And
yeah, I mean, LeBron's just a fucking whiner.
Oh, he's a whiner.
Such a baby.
He's also got magic juice.
Wait,
have you ever seen video of his son?
He's always whining.
I've seen video of a lot of kids.
I didn't ask. That's not what I asked you. Have you ever seen LeBron James Jr. play ball?
Yeah, he's all right. He's good.
That's preposterous.
He's good.
He likes crowning people, like Noel Devine, and he likes crowning people that don't deserve a crown.
This dude called me with Noel Devine. Yeah, he called me like, "Yeah, Noel Devine's gonna run all over you guys." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. This motherfucker is. What else you want me to do? Like, he's gonna run all over us." He was on that boy. It's nuts.
He was a fantastic college player.
Yeah, there's a lot of fantastic college
Tim
players.
Tebow was fantastic.
Tim Couch. There's a lot of fantastic college players, but it doesn't always translate.
Well, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, thank you.
Reggie Bush was one of the best players I've ever seen.
Sure.
That was the best national champion. That was at
the Texas one?
Texas, USC.
Yeah.
We were up at
Prime time.
Prime time.
Oh.
Prime time.
Prime time.
Burnsville had to pass a gross misdemeanor city ordinance because so many people were urinating outside of prime time. That's a true story.
That.
Dollar beers, dollar tequila shots. It was
Wednesdays. Oh man!
And then majors Thursdays.
Yep. It was just a rotation.
That was it. Wednesday, Thursday, every week you got something to look forward to. Yep. We're going to prime time. I can save up all my money. Because I'm only going to leave there spending $20 and be wasted.
All my money.
Walk home. I left there one time in my boxers because I puked on myself in the bathroom. Threw my shorts
through people's neighborhoods.
Threw my shorts away and then then kicked it there drinking in my boxers.
Oh, you a fool.
Well, that's why you don't drink that much. Or at all.
Yeah.
Never had a horror story where I wake up naked or without my clothes because I was drunk. It's never happened. Never shit myself. Never pissed myself. I don't even know how that's possible.
You didn't piss yourself when you were a kid?
Not because I was drunk. No.
Oh, but you pissed yourself, so
well,
you just contradicted yourself.
No, because I wasn't saying in general. I was saying I've never gotten so drunk that I've pissed or shit myself.
Drew
I don't know how
is a big liar. I've never pissed myself ever, but he has.
In the context of being wasted.
Well, why would you shit yourself drunk?
People do it all the time.
Ooh, I've never heard that ever.
Okay. The story we told about a buddy who shit on my steps inside the house. We're not going to name his name. People, if they know him, they know.
You already named it earlier.
But that wasn't on air. We know. People know what I'm talking about.
Mr. Lyons.
Detroit, what? So, yeah, I mean, so that happens. People shit places they're not supposed to.
But that, again, was on purpose.
No, it wasn't. He was so wasted, he was sitting on the steps and thought he was on the shitter. He wasn't.
Oh, damn.
He was shitting on the steps that I just had carpeted like 3 days ago.
Oh,
Literally.
This was inside?
This was inside the house. Oh, okay. So we lived in St. Paul. A couple buddies, they went to the bar because we live right down by Elguero. So they went there. They came back that night. Well, they all worked together. They all did landscaping, lawn service in the morning. So they, stayed out late. He got wasted. Thought he was in the bathroom. He was on the steps. Took a shit on the steps. I had a dog at the time, little puppy. I wake up in the morning. It's bright and early. I'm a snoozer. I don't give myself a whole lot of time. I'm not one to wake up, take a shower, eat breakfast. No, I snooze it, brush teeth, get the fuck out the door. Okay?
I get my shit together the night
before.
So
I walk in down the stairs and I have to step over a pile of shit. And it wasn't just like a turd. It was sloppy. I mean, it was...
a turd from
chilly.
The rusty turd.
It was chilly out of a can, and I was like, what the fuck? So I thought it was my puppy. So I take the dog, put its nose in it, kind of was a little, bad dog.
You rubbed your dog's nose.
So, yes, so I go to work.
Classic.
I get to work, and, I didn't have time to pick it up because I snoozed too many times. So it's just sitting there. It's not going anywhere.
All day.
It's not going anywhere. Well, I had a roommate. Shout out to Dr. Freeze. JB. And he wakes up in the morning, sees the shit, calls me. He's like, oh, Drew, the dog shit. I said, yeah, I know. I seen him and I don't have time. So he picks it up. He's like, well, what do? I said, well, just, if you're going to pick it up, I appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll do it when I get home. If you do it, awesome. Because, again, at the time, I'm thinking it's my dog. So it's my problem.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he calls me back. He goes, so I use bleach on the carpet and it's stained. I'm like, dude, why'd you use fucking...
That's what bleach does.
I didn't know you... So now I'm pissed. And then, so now I'm pissed because not only is it, which I think is dog shit at the house, but then my buddy uses bleach, which again, it's carpeting that I just got done 3 days
This
before.
is what got Drew into carpet cleaning.
Exactly.
Idiots like this.
This is it.
So he can take care of them.
Yeah, right? And so I go to work, come home. And again, the rest of the roommates, they're coming back from work, and the one walks in the house and is laughing right away. And I'm like, I'm kind of like, what's going on? Then the defendant walks in. Okay,
the defendant,
the guilty one walks in, head between his tails, head between his legs, and he comes in. I already know right away. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. Based on the nickname, it makes sense.
It does.
It makes sense. Okay? So he apologizes profusely, but at the same time says, if you ever tell anybody, I'm going to be so pissed. No, listen. You don't get to do
threaten
that.
me.
You don't get to threaten me.
You shit on my floor.
You shit on the floor.
Yeah.
On top of it, John Brown picked it up, okay? So now we got it's just so many wrongs and so many levels. So it happens. People shit places they're not supposed to.
And this was with you and Weber at the St. Paul house.
It was me, Weber.
We had been out there.
It was me, Weber. I think we had Douche living there at the time. Troy
house.
Tanny. It was like five or six
Tanny
of us.
was living in the
dining room.
the dining room.
Yeah.
John Brown was in this 2x4 room that like a bed fit into it.
John had yeah, that was awesome. It was sweet too because John's room. I believe you had to open the open the door in, but he was in the end of the hallway.
Yeah,
so we would play pranks
ahead.
we would play pranks on each other. So one night I filled the hallway full of furniture, fucking dressers and mattress and all this shit. He had to get up in the morning. And then what I did is I went to his car battery and I took the battery out of his car.
The furniture thing I can see, but Drew was going a little overboard.
So not only does he wake up and he's got to fight through all this furniture to get out of his room, he goes to start his car and it's dead. So he's got to navigate through that. Oh, it was hilarious. I think he called into work that day and we just probably got high, but
poor Drew.
That was hilarious.
Man.
Yeah, and then Douche was in the basement. No carpet.
No carpet, no.
Turn that into
he didn't have like a door. He had like a closet.
I think that typically
slider.
was the place people snuck down to get down at your parties,
Probably,
too. Was right
yep.
in Douche's
Yep.
room and slip on down.
Yep.
Had the whole street blocked off one night.
God, that was crazy.
Asphalt
That was
got-
the first night we moved in.
No, it wasn't.
It was the first night we moved into the house. Very first night. I've got my 14-year-old, 15-year-old brother there. My parents, they know what's going to happen. We're going to be drinking. Come on, I didn't move out of the house at 18 to, to study, okay?
Yeah. We're
getting wasted, Yeah, that was bad.
Cops, were you there that night?
The cops showed up?
Yeah,
cops shut down the whole street right at your exit to get back
Somebody
on 35E.
was at the house outside, and they threw something at a car. I don't know who it was, but they were drunk. We ended up kicking them out. You got to go. Okay, this car comes back around. Who's like, what the fuck? Who did this? Someone's weird. Someone's going to get... And we just kind of tried to mellow it down. Well, there was only a couple of us outside. Everyone was in the house. They didn't know we were 50 deep in the house.
Yeah, it was a big,
so they tried
party.
to, it was me and I think Chirac outside. It was only a couple people.
And they
tried to circle me and Debo meet, And I remember Chirac, steps up and was like, hey, you want to do this, you'll have to start with me.
Yeah.
And then it just kind of went from there. And it was just on. And then everyone just came outside, and it was just, Burnsville what? And we were just, we whooped their ass. But it only that gratification only lasted so long because then the police, then we seen the cops, so we ran in the house. And the only reason why we ran in the house is because we're drinking.
We're drinking, we're fighting, we're scared,
we really didn't do anything wrong. We're just drinking.
Underage.
So cops show up and we're literally in the house, lights shut off, wedging our feet between the door. Like the cops are like knocking on the door, like, listen, dumbasses, we seen you turn the lights off.
We can see you holding your foot against the door.
Yeah. I remember I ran down
I was up in Weber's room with like 16 people, I think.
One of our buddies was passed out on the couch, and he'd been passed out for a while. Swastika on his face, penis on his other cheek.
We drew all over him.
Just, dick and balls everywhere. He was wasted. He was passed out. Cops come in. We're fake sleeping. People are.
Yeah.
So they come in, and he had already been just getting messed with. People were, waking up, so he was kind of getting a little pissed. So then when the cops come in 20 minutes later, he, and they're thinking everybody's faking it. So this dude's faking it. So they go to wake him up, and he's, come on, get on me. Well, he ends up swinging at the cops, not knowing it's a cop. So he ends up getting attacked by dogs. I find his shorts outside my house the next day, cargo shorts, belt still on it, wallet in his pocket, weed in his pocket. They didn't ask no questions. They just came in and started fucking throwing people around. Now, at the same time, there was another one of our buddies there that was kind of running his mouth. So I think some people deserved it, but I was underneath the stairs. And I was hanging from a pole underneath the stairwell. My poor little brother gets taken away by St. Paul Police Department.
So did I. I was in the car with...
my stepdad was so pissed. He was so mad.
And Drew's little agile ass.
I'm hiding underneath the stairs, hanging from a pipe. I got the keg underneath me because I took the keg out of the sink.
Underneath them.
It was... Gosh, man. Those were the glory days, man.
The Roach House, man, St. Paul was amazing.
That was a lot of fun.
Best time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
So you seen any new shows? Are you watching anything special now? You see Marlon was last night on NBC.
I was watching that, then it was raining and my dish fucked up on me, so I didn't
That's why you don't ever do the dish. I would lose my shit if it was snowing too hard on a Sunday during the Vikings game. And it just went away.
Yeah, it happens, but I mean, it doesn't really...
You get digital.
It
always happens.
typically doesn't happen. I've got DirecTV because you have to have DirecTV. If you want to...
No, you don't. DirecTV's horrible.
If you want to be a football fan like you claim you are...
NFL ticket.
You have to have
DirecTV.
It's unfortunate. It's bullshit, but it's a fact.
I mean,
I can get the Vikings, and it'll never run out. Claim to be a football fan.
I've had DirecTV for years, bro. I'm watching on multiple screens.
Go move to the forest.
Just because I don't paint my face purple and put on a weird hat and go rah 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 with all these other weirdos doesn't mean I'm not a fan.
A weird hat
just means I'm a normal person that enjoys watching football like a normal guy.
Your classification of normal.
I'm just
saying. To me, normal is fur, leather, and horns.
Let's speak on that.
On your head.
Because we talked about last episode about the VWI. Are you any closer to the nomination?
I'm still at 10.
That's it.
So you got 10, now you need 12.
Why?
I need 12. Because a lot of them want to meet you first. Oh, I can't wait to meet you. It's like, well, Scott, I did meet you at training camp. And I talked to you. And I told you what was going on, and I looking for your support, man. So I sent him a message, and...
Yeah, maybe you don't have enough purple in you. I don't know.
I didn't have a shield. I'd love one.
You gotta get a tattoo, man. That's what
I am gonna get a tattoo.
There you go. Then you'll be in.
You have to. No, you need the nominations, and then the votes.
Sure.
And then the tattoo, and then you get.
What does this tattoo look like?
Hold on, you get a tattoo?
You have to have a Vikings tattoo to be in the VWO.
Oh, I thought you had to have a VWO tattoo. I was like, man, get out of this cult before you get in.
No,
you must ink your body.
It's a Vikings tattoo, and I've always wanted one anyway.
Where would you put it?
You know, I've thought about it, and I don't know.
Put it right next to your vagina.
Maybe right there. I was thinking a tramp stamp.
You're serious? Can I put it like that?
No,
like
back,
leg or something.
probably back here.
Or something.
Back there.
No, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna be a whatever it's called.
I still want a full sleeve.
You need to show some pride, man. And
I want a full sleeve.
Put
this
it where
one,
everybody can see it.
So I would probably Steen showed me this. It's the horns like coming out of your arm, super tight.
Sounds.
It's
cool.
tight. So and then turn that, sleeve it all up. You know.
So you want a Viking sleeve?
I want it in the sleeve.
That's dedication, man. That's gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
In the sleeve. Sir Death has got two. His whole body is like.
Yeah, well, then there's that one guy who's got a tattoo of every team that Randy Moss scored a touchdown against, which is that's the main guy.
That's the president. That's the one Randy Moss would jump into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the prez.
So he pretty much got 31 tattoos of other teams.
Well, he's got on his bicep the main Vikings. I mean, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
I just saw a picture of that. He was flexing with Randy Moss. They just had they were shoulder to shoulder flexing together. I just saw that.
So you watching the Floyd fight?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I think that I gotta find somebody that's gonna order it though. I'm not gonna pay for that. I'm not gonna pay for that fight.
You got to go to a bar. I think they're doing it at movie theaters too.
Yeah,
Really?
but they're $40 a ticket.
Yeah, but then you're not paying $100 to rent it in the confines of your own home, like Drew likes to do with Nana.
No.
And chicken wing.
No, what I'm saying is, if you're going to go for $40, why don't you just get four of your buddies together and throw 25 each, versus going to a movie theater?
It's not me, Chirac, and Levine renting WCW back in 8th grade.
I mean, I rent the fights. I rented the.
And nobody wants to rent
fight.
it because it's not even a fight.
Yeah, I know.
It's a spectacle.
It's a joke.
It's
Floyd's
a joke.
Gonna destroy him.
Did you see the videos of McGregor? What he was doing?
Yeah, he was editing the videos.
I'm talking about the warm ups.
Yeah, it's
man. Come on.
But he was editing the videos with that dude, making it seem like he was pummeling him, but he wasn't. Like he got a couple shots in at the 12th round.
Mayweather came in on First Take saying, I'm not as good as I used to be. I lost a
he's
step.
selling tickets.
Great
I know he is.
So
I heard
smart.
I heard he can get up to $350 million.
And that's why they just went down to the 8-ounce gloves that was announced yesterday too.
Yeah,
just
8-ounce gloves.
He's one of the smartest, savviest.
Well, that's why he's worth his.
And Jordan too. Jordan did, has done that forever.
Yeah, and I'm not even necessarily a Mayweather fan, but Conor McGregor
he's undefeated.
He's too much for me. I just can't. I can't
shut up and fight.
I mean,
but he's also undefeated, and it's
49 have tried and 49 have failed.
They have failed, but
his fights aren't. And I don't, like you said, I don't think it's going to be like a great fight. I think it's going to be kind of boring.
Have you ever watched a live Mayweather fight?
Yeah, they're boring.
I've never seen that.
I saw the Pacquiao, and
it's boring. I mean, it's just because there's really he plays defense until you're too tired, and then he'll come in and
he's not the best boxer of all time. He's the best defensive boxer of all time.
He's very boring to watch, but he's good.
Smart, like I said, like Jordan.
Smart,
you hear
smart,
Jordan and Jeter are buying the Marlins. They're part of a big group.
Jeez.
Well, I don't know if they're going to buy it yet, but they were.
No, they are.
They're now the number one group because I think one of the groups just backed down or something.
No, they're planning to buy it.
Well, I know they are, but it's not official yet.
And so part of a group.
Jordan brand.
You always jump to conclusions like
Jeter's part of it.
by the Ravens.
But Jeter, I think, would be more of the face of it than Jordan. Jordan's the face of the Hornets. They got the jump man on the jerseys now.
Yeah, that's dope.
You see all the new
football
jerseys?
Team got that. It was just.
You see the Wolves?
No.
You didn't see the Wolves' new ones? Did you see them?
Yeah, they're pretty sweet.
Yeah, I like them.
Yeah,
they got two more.
They're on Nike now, right?
Yeah, Nike took over the whole thing.
Yeah.
So what you think about the Wolves?
The Wolves got a good young team.
What's your basketball squad?
You know I'm a Laker, man.
God, I knew
Come on.
I'm a Los Angeles Laker fan, and I'm a Dallas Cowboy
Listen,
fan.
I'm not.
Raised the bandwagon jumper. That's all right.
No,
Born and raised in Minnesota.
I wasn't. See, that's where you saying. That's where you're wrong. I was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Omaha doesn't have a pro team. I moved to Minnesota when I was 7 years old. So technically, I could be, Cowboys, early '90s. Come on.
I liked the Cowboys in the early '90s too.
And I stayed with them.
I liked the Buccaneers when they had Mike Allstott because I always wanted to be
But
fullback.
You talking about basketball? I'm a Laker, but who are you? Because I'm sure you wherever he's at. You're a Cleveland fan now?
I'm always a LeBron fan.
You was a Heat fan?
I was a Heat fan. I go to where LeBron goes.
The jerseys and this and
yeah, I had like 8 of them. But I'm also a homer. The Wolves are my squad. They just sucked. Yeah. If the Wolves and LeBron are going up against each other, you know who I'm rooting for? The Wolves. But I've been watching him since ESPN and 18 years old. He graduated in 2003 just like us. I've been a fan with him since we were in high school.
Class 03
so
talented.
I'm part of his posse that he doesn't know about. Okay? I follow him where he goes. You want to go to Miami? I'm coming to Miami. You want to go back to Cleveland?
You know he's coming to Lakers next year, right?
And I'm going to be a Laker fan, too.
You going to jump on the board? You going okay? We're going to be together.
I'm a LeBron boy.
But go back to the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves has a talented team. They're young still, but Butler, he brought another aspect. Who the other guy they picked up? From
Teague.
Yeah, Teague. He's good. Cat, he's going to be the best.
Well, if Kyrie doesn't end up getting traded, which I'm sure he will.
But not to us.
No, not to us. But if he doesn't sign a long-term deal, I wouldn't be surprised if we end up seeing him in a T-Wolves jersey. In a couple of years, because if he wants to play here that bad,
where does that put the Timberwolves though in the West? I mean, you still got the Warriors at 1, 4.
Warriors, Rockets, Spurs.
Right, just as is.
Warriors, Rockets, Spurs.
I can't.
Just on paper, where does that put them?
4.
4?
They'll take the 4th seed in the playoffs. I truly believe that.
I don't think so. I still think you got to put the Rockets ahead.
I just did.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear that.
And the Spurs
Rockets,
and the Warriors. And who else? You going to put the Trailblazers in front of them?
I don't know. I suppose. We'll see. I mean,
LA,
I just don't think you can. I don't think you can take a team.
Memphis, Mike Conley, and hell no.
I just don't think you can take a team right away on paper and jump them up so high.
Right,
I think you can go 6,
Yeah.
7. Let's see how high they. Look at going into last year. They were supposed to into last year. They were supposed to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
they were because they had good. But that's a completely different team.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Jimmy Butler's a top 15 player, right?
Yes.
No one's arguing. Hey, Mike. No one's arguing the talent on paper. What I'm saying is, I just don't think you can necessarily jump them that high on paper and say they're going to be this good when they didn't live up to expectations last year. So let's see
right. With
how
last
they're going to
year's
go.
team.
So I think it's if you go into the season always say, they're the 4th best team, you're going to be disappointed.
Every time Drew
you're
talks shit,
disappointed.
I think of Step Brothers, and that's his drum set, and all I want to do is go put my balls on it.
Go put your balls on it. I don't play the drums.
Start playing with your drum set.
Where do you think Melo's going to go? Do you think he's going to stay in New York? Houston?
That's where.
Yeah, okay. If Melo goes to Houston, does that still keep Timberwolves at 4?
Yeah, because Houston, I put Houston ahead of them. Without Melo.
Well, Beverly might be traded, and then Kyrie will be there.
Beverly
and then
is traded.
Probably
He's
Carmelo would go there.
Patrick Beverly is in.
Oh, I meant what's his name?
Chris Paul.
No, the other guy. Whatever.
James Harden.
What about OKC? You don't got them at 4?
Hell no. With Paul George and Russell Westbrook. Then who you got?
They still got the same team, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a player who won MVP because he had to do a triple-double to single-handedly. I mean, they got Steven Adams, and they're not going to be better than us. Jimmy Butler's a top 15. Karl Anthony Towns is a top 10. Andrew Wiggins, top 30.
Yeah.
He averaged 23 points a game. He's one of the worst defenders in the league, but you put both of them players on the wing.
The only defense you got is in Butler.
Not necessarily.
Teague, maybe.
That's why personally I would have liked to see Rubio still in the squad and see what he could have done with all the offense.
I'll tell you what about Rubio. I didn't like him up until last year. He improved.
Yeah, I mean his shot still needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
He still can't shoot the ball, but
he can create plays.
He's been a pro for like 40 years.
But his defense is
he came out of the womb.
Yeah.
Playing.
Yeah.
Seriously. Since 14, he was a professional basketball player, and just excuse. Is he one of the best passers I've ever seen? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. He plays some decent defense, but this regime,
Yeah,
they don't want him.
And I get it.
Go.
I was actually looking forward to seeing what he could do with the offensive weapons that we have now.
I was a Rubio,
but
so
it's all good.
I liked him. You know, T can score a little more. He only does, a few less assists a game, but
Yeah.
So I got this. I was scrolling Facebook today. Fox 9 came out with cruise robocall about a free cruise, part of a $900 class action settlement. So you click on the link, you type in your number. You ever got one of these calls?
Nope. Well, I don't know. Maybe
I've never have.
Hello, you
believe in cruises.
You have won if you call right now a trip for 5.
Well, yeah, I have gotten those calls.
Well, then I'd go on the link, put in your number. I submitted mine. They called me.
Nice.
So I can get a maximum of $900, minimum of $300.
Are you sure that's not a scam?
It's on Fox
It
9.
sounds like one to me. I don't know. It's on Fox 9?
Yeah, Joe McGlynn says Fox 9 tells the truth.
Oh.
So
Must be true.
it must be true. It's got to be true.
Tell me, so what you going to do with that $300 to $900 though?
I'll probably buy diapers and wipes and maybe some.
Listen, if I got the chance, I would do the same. I wouldn't even do the $300 to $900 or cruise. I don't think
They send you a check. You don't go on a cruise.
Oh, okay.
It's a class action
Yeah,
suit.
it's a lawsuit.
They can't be calling you the way they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So you check and see if your number was in it. It's a class action suit. So now I'm
because
part
I know
of it.
that
My number was called, and depending on if they called me 3 times, that's how I get my $900. You get $300 call.
Listen,
Yeah,
I,
gonna
that's
send me
where
that
the
link.
minimum of $300 comes
Type
from.
my
Because
number.
they called
listen,
me
I
once.
know the last time any of my family in the Northern bloodline was on a cruise, they was coming from Africa to America, and that's not happening. I'm not getting on no cruise, man. I don't believe in that shit. I'll take the money all day.
you ain't gotta get on the boat, Larry. You just gotta collect it. You gotta collect the check.
I'll collect the check. CTC.
Man, when I went on my cruise, we had 3 stops. It was a 7-day cruise. It was me, my sister and her friend, my girlfriend at the time, and my parents. They said this is our last vacation we're ever doing. So we went to Cozumel, the Grand Caymans, and Jamaica.
Nice places.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic. I swear I was running that ship by the time we left. I was cooking
that.
I was cooking pizza in the back with the pizza guys. They had 24-hour pizza one night. Next day, guys like, "Hey, thanks for the pizza." I'm like, "What is he talking about?" I still have a picture of me and the Grand Caymans. Out of all the things we did, that was the one day we rented like a cabana on the beach. And it was just a chill beach day. And I was up till 5 a.m. the night before. And there's a picture of me with a boner holding it.
Oh, damn.
Shirt off on my chair.
Oh.
Passed out.
My
It's
God.
on Facebook to this day. You can't see the lower region of
Man,
it.
no,
but
nobody's
it's,
trying to see that.
well,
God,
maybe nobody listening
get
to
a
this.
room. God.
Oh, but it was a good time, man. You go through Mexico, and they're aggressive with you. Like, come on, man, come check out our stuff.
Yeah,
come look at our booths and this and that. And then you go to Jamaica, and they start they're way more aggressive. They start grabbing you.
Yeah.
Let's go. Like, dude. Like,
White boy, come on,
White boy, come
White
on,
boy.
man. I ended up trading in some aviators. Like, they bartered and stuff too.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aviators for a. Yeah, it was a good time. Went
Yeah,
out to
we went on that Cancun trip in high school. That was good
Yeah,
time,
I was just in Cancun like a couple weeks ago, man. I was just like,
That was so
yeah,
much
I was
fun.
at my boy's wedding, and I'm like, this is nothing compared to me and Drew and
so much
fucking
fun.
the whole.
Me and him
class
walking
went.
on the street, people just
Yeah,
having heart attacks.
right, it's
What
like-
the fuck?
It's like
the size difference. Or
Rob-
Yeah,
what?
size
Rob-
difference.
Robin
We're-
Big
you
for
know,
Robin
we're
Big.
like just chilling.
Robin Big.
I've got I forget what they call like one of those little keychain things, but you can hear it hold a beer bottle.
Oh.
And I had like a liter bottle, and I'm 5'3" right now, but in high school I was probably
4'11".
4'11", walking around with a big old beer, standing
I'm
next
still
to
about the
this
same size right now.
huge
yeah.
black guy right next to me down the street. People are like, "Where the fuck are you from?" Minnesota. It was the shit. It was a blast.
Yeah, it was a
Walking
good time
down the
out there,
beach,
man.
chicks right there, fucking titties. Take a picture. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Love to. I heard Kane almost died on that too. It's
It was a
crazy.
blast. It's a good trip. Anyways.
Well, we're gonna wrap up the show for today. We appreciate Larry being our first guest.
Oh, yeah.
It's an honor, man. Like I said, I'm glad you guys had me today, and I couldn't be more happy to be here. You know, you guys are. This is good things. I heard good things. I listened to both shows, and I'll be back for sure.
Oh,
All right, man. Yeah, we appreciate it.
We'll
This
definitely
is Reeves signing out.
Roach.
Big Larry.
All right.
Peace.